Hi, I'm Lori Brown. Thanks for finding Pondercast. We are supported by our listeners, and you can do it too. And you can do it through Patreon. You can commit to a small monthly donation or a one-time annual contribution, whatever suits you at whatever level. Go to patreon.com/Pondercast. If you find that our work supports you in some way, I hope you'll consider supporting us. Okay, let's Pondercast. And you may find yourself living in a basement apartment, and you may find yourself in another part of the world, and you may find yourself behind in rent payments or out of a job, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? And it's a one-word answer, one we all know, COVID. Watching the days go by, asking, how do I work this? Good question, Mr. Byrne. I wonder what the percentage of people is that find themselves in another place during COVID. Whether they got stuck somewhere else, whether they made a quick move to get somewhere else to ride this out. Maybe it's not a better place, like a winterized second home, but the place that made the most sense. Caring for parents, or at least just being able to be with them, or retreating back home to your old room at your parents' house because your job disappeared, or you just didn't want to be alone for months on end. Taking care of your mental health, good for you. But I bet a lot of people are displaced or feel displaced. I'm one of them. I have a place on the Bay of Fundy in Nova Scotia where my father and mother's family roots are. And I've been here for months now, helping care for my father, supporting my sister who's been doing it all for months, and also being close to my son. And there's a special headspace, I think, that we fall into when we return to a place, a landscape that we consider home. I feel like I'm feeling my way through the mists of time. Or is that fog? Yes, there's lots of fog, actually. Not only rolling in off the ocean, but the fog on my glasses as I navigate the grocery store. I am half blind most of the time, it seems. And my past clouds my present, and it presents itself daily as I walk along the shore. As I walk by houses I know my family built, my grandfather born there, my dad born here. I am away and home at the same time in a liminal place. My situation may sound unique to me, but liminality, living between one thing and another, living in a transitional state, well, doesn't that just about cover everybody right now? So this episode is about what that kicks up, how it colors everything, every experience in this fog of days. I stand in the middle of the room as if I've forgotten what I'm here for. It's not as panicky as missing a wallet or a passport. It's more of a haunting. I stand still, hoping what is missing will catch up to me, that I will know it as soon as I see it, and stitch it back like Peter Pan's shadow, grounded again. For I am missing a companion piece, a shadow of calm that once followed me everywhere. Without it, everything is unfinished business, incomplete, unsettled. Day is not done, and night is never over. I am up early because I went to bed early. It's a 9:30 p.m. kind of life now. I have fallen out of my habits and into the world of my sister's habits as I care for Dad at her house, and she takes off a few days and goes to my house. Early in the morning, I have to shower quickly as Dad is going to need the bathroom soon. And I start a fire in her stove. I slide my sister's rubber boots on to carry the bucket of vegetable peelings along the well-worn path out to the compost pile. And I stop and look up and see the sky turn light. And I look for deer, just like she would. I see how her days move from task to task, how she stacks her Tupperware in exasperation. This is her favorite mug. This is her favorite chair. I can see what she can't see with her bad eyesight, the beet juice on the light switch, the dog hair in the corner, the lint trap of the dryer. Oh my God! I pull out a mountain of fluff and dog fur, enough to create a small pet with. And I will. I will make a creature and wrap it up and give it to her because I am a sister. At night, I see what she sees when she can't sleep. The light of her clock splayed out on the sloping ceiling. I already know what she worries about at 3 a.m., or at least the top 3. They keep me awake now. My life slides into hers as I move from room to room, sink to stove, in the same preoccupied dance, more her than me. I could write volumes about what I've forgotten. They would be filled with the blank, numb spaces where my mother's laugh should be, or my father's whistle. I cannot picture my favorite book, the one I know was read to me 1,000 times. Beyond the edge of memory, I can't get to them anymore. Here, back home, in this place where my history fills the village, walking past houses once filled with parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, the missing appear like black and white negatives, ghostly faces, frozen, speechless. If I write down what's not here, if I keep a list, might some of it come back to me? At the general store today, I met a man who knew my mother. And he told me I have my mother's laugh. And in that moment, I abandoned the volumes of the forgotten. And she is with me again, the past made flesh, embodied in my every cell. She is closer than she's ever been. I can stop searching, for I am my mother's laugh. I have been feeding deer while I've been here. Carrots, deer carrots. They are on sale in bags that I can barely lift. It's been a routine this fall as the does and fawns herded together for the winter. They come to my field for the carrots, and they are my live show in lockdown. In all things deer, I refer to my neighbor, Buck. Wouldn't you? I ask him why the deer haven't shown up for the last couple of days. His answer? Sounding like wisdom earned by living here his whole life. It's coyote breeding time. I picture the scene in the deep woods behind my place. Deer hidden away under trees and deep grass, silent and watchful, waiting until the coyotes come back to their senses before they'll move around again. Inside my house, my little bubble, I am doing the same thing. Breeding coyotes must be like bad neighbors on a bender. It's impossible to carry on as if nothing is happening. We bluff ourselves into thinking it doesn't bother us, it won't affect us. It does. Everything does these days. On my beach walk today, days after the big storm, the ocean is still roiling. Buck tells me winter water is heavy, takes a long time to calm. Still reeling from past storms, every wave is thick of tongue, foaming at the mouth. Waves break at my feet in disbelief at the sun-warmed sand and the windless day. It seems safer. It's definitely easier, a lot less effort, not to say anything anymore. Just be quiet. Which is kind of dangerous, but understandable. Most of us feel pretty powerless at the moment. We're all trying to dream up new options for action. I take pictures, and you will find them on Instagram. I'm at Lori Brown Pics. I love taking pictures. Documenting what I see, what moves me, I think is saving me. Without having to wrestle with words, just to send out a picture that carries a feeling, one that would be impossible to pin down with words. It is so liberating. My photographs remind me of how easy it can be, how simple it is to make yourself part of the world again. Everything affects me more than I want it to. I get thrown off so easily, so much so, I don't even trust my balance anymore in the stress of living in a pandemic. Camera in hand, my eye is now attracted to off-kilter horizon lines. Maybe I can't see straight anymore. Editing later because they just don't look right. I straighten them to find a level view, but I always revert back to the sloping ground line. We are standing on uneven ground and watching what was once stable now tilt and slide.